Hey guys, so today I just want to talk about a little bit about uh, a article that I wrote, and it's entitled "How to Start a Conversation If You're Socially Anxious." So I think that there's a couple things that you can learn here from myself, that I've been socially anxious, and I think that if you are socially anxious and shy, well, first of all, consider this: like, if you can't get out of your house yet, obviously this is not the step you're at. Okay, this is for people who are ready to take steps forward, that are ready to do basically exposure. Okay, it's for people who feel alone. It's for people whose social anxiety completely kind of destroyed your social interactions and you're not used to talking to people. It's for people who always keep what they want to say inside. It's for people who want to make more friends. It's for people who just want to become more social. Okay, so what I learned with the years is that doing this is going to help you a lot. It's going to help you in all the areas I just mentioned, but what it does the most is that it's a great opportunity for you to push your comfort zones. Okay, and I've done this a few times, and I've made friends like this. So I think you can learn from a little bit about what I'm going to teach you. What I'm going to teach you is not something that's super special. I mean, it's a great exercise to do. Maybe not on the daily basis. Well, do it on a daily if you can, but I mean on a weekly basis, to push yourself to start a conversation with people. Now keep in mind that when you first start this, it's going to be awkward and not everybody's going to respond, accordingly. I mean, but as long as your intention are positive, you should do this. You should definitely do this, because it's going to open up a lot of opportunities to have conversation and to learn about your fellow people that you're sitting beside and stuff, and that you're just encountering in your day-to-day, whether it be the barista, the person that's sitting beside you on the bus, or in the event that you went to. I feel as if, like, humans, we lost touch with that kind of natural human interactive era that we used to have, because I think a lot of people now with Facebook and their phones, it's a way to block people out, and it's like, yeah, I have friends online and stuff, but it's not really real communication, so we lost especially if you live in a big city, which is completely crazy to me, because if you live in a big city, you would think, like, wow, most people, they since there's a lot of people, you interact with everybody. But I find that that's the contrary. If I go in a small city, people know each other. In a big city, it's like nobody knows each other. Everybody has their cliques, and maybe that's just the way it turned out to be. But I sometimes see these people who are kind of very social, and they kind of interact with everybody around them, and they put a lot of smiles on other people's faces, and I think you can be that person too. This is for someone who wants to become more social, who knows, this is the important part here, this learning how to start conversation with people and implementing this is for people who knows, who want to interact more with people, but their fear is blocking them. This is for them, So the first thing that you could do is just the first way to start a conversation with someone, a stranger or someone that you just met or something, is to comment on something about them. So basically it could be as simple as, like, oh, I like your necklace, I like your necklace, or those are some nice shoes, man, I like them. You don't have to make this complicated. It doesn't have to be weird. Keep in mind, at first it's going to feel weird, but this is totally normal, okay? It's something you have to pass through. Like, this awkwardness, It's not something you should avoid like the plague. Actually, avoiding it like the plague is the reason why awkwardness is such a big deal for you, okay? At Freedom Academy HQ, what we do, this is my website, our motto is that it's much more important to learn how to deal with something rather than try to get rid of it, okay? So this is the same for awkwardness. You shouldn't try to avoid awkwardness. You should try to learn how to deal with it when it comes up. This is real freedom, okay? Because things like awkwardness come up for everybody from time to time. You can't escape that. It's a fantasy world if you think that you'll get it to a point where you'll never feel that again. You'll always feel it, but you can get better at dealing with it, you know? So the effects of it will diminish, but it'll never go away completely. So something you can do also, if you think that this is too weird, like if you're not at a point where you can just start a conversation with someone saying like, oh hi, I like your necklace. You know, if you think that's going to be really awkward for you, something you could do is to kind of add a little warning in the beginning, which is to basically kind of say something like, I know this is totally random, but I just wanted to let you know I really like your necklace, you know? Or if you're a book fan and you see someone reading the books that you really like, you know, you could be like, not to be weird or anything, but I've read all Stephen King's book, and that the one you're reading right now is my favorite, you know? And as you push yourself to open up conversations like this, you'll find yourself, like, if you do it a couple times, you'll find that it'll get easier and easier, because this is kind of like a skill, you know? It gets easier with time. So another way that you could start conversations with people is to comment on the environment. Comment on the environment around you. So, you know, the other day I was in a bus station, and I had heard a fact about this bridge that they're building, like a new bridge that they're building, and I just went to the person that was beside me on the bus, and I just went, you know, they're gonna redo that bridge, and it's supposed to be done in 2021, like all modern and stuff. And we started a little conversation. Now keep in mind that I've done this a few times now, so it's easier for me, but there's nothing different from me and you, okay? If you do it a couple times, I promise you're gonna get better at it. It's just the way things work, you know? You do something a lot and you get good at it. Pretty cool, huh? And the third way to start a conversation, which is, I think it's the best and it's the easiest, and it's just the best way to do it. It's very typical though. It's just to ask a question, you know, and you don't have to. You can be creative, but even asking really typical questions like, "Hi, how's your day going today?" Just that you'll be amazed at what that does to people. People will start talking to you. Not everybody. I'd say half of the people that you'll say questions like that to, they'll open up and they'll start a conversation with you. You know, there's this yearning with people that do want to talk to other people, but it's like, just like you, people are nervous. There's this idea that it's weird to start a conversation with someone, but it's not, you know. You don't have to make it weird. I mean, at first it's going to be weird because you're going to be very anxious, and that's totally normal, like I said before. But something else you could say is just like, and this, I've done this before, it's just like, "Hi, I'm Stefan, what's your name?" And then you just try to make it continue, you know. Another thing that you could say is, "Where are you from?" You know, so you just look at the person beside you and, "So where are you from?" Just, you don't have to make this complicated, you know. And something else that you could do is take the 3 questions that I just said and put them together to create kind of a little train a little conversation train, because you know, like a conversation, it can take a little bit of time to start, but like a train, it takes a little bit, it takes a long time to get going, you know. So if you ask these three questions in conjunction with each other, it could really, this is my default way of starting a conversation. I just start by saying, hi, my name is Stefan, what's your name? Then they tell me their name, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So where are you from? You from around here? Then they'll tell me if they're around there, from around here, and then I'll ask them, oh, okay, are you do you like the city around here? Do you like the city? You know, and then you can just start a conversation like that. It's just that easy. You don't have to have the perfect line or the perfect thing to say. You know, people who want to talk to you, they'll talk to you, you know. And who knows, you might find some people that have a lot of the same interests as you. And this is just an all-around good thing to do, because it's going to make you into a much more social person. And this skill will kind of draw into all other social areas of your life. So you'll find it easier to communicate with your family. You'll find it easier to communicate with your friends. And it's just an all-around good exercise to do. So I highly recommend it. And this is Stefan with Freedom Academy HQ, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.